Hello and welcome into Ticker Property, where each week we analyse what's trending in the world of property. We'll dive into a topic each week, answer viewer questions and make sense of the ever-evolving property landscape. Kiani Mills is my co-host every week, CEO of KLM Conveyancing, and we are not wearing the same thing this week. Well done.
Well done. I think this is a high five moment.
Yeah, well done. Can we do that? I think Dan Andrews said we can high five last night, so there you go. What is our focus for today?
Well, look, I'm pretty excited about the episode today. We're going to dive into the wonderful world of electronic conveyancing, which is exciting. Have a bit of a talk about some online auctions and then have a look at one of Melbourne's newest developments, which is almost ready to settle.
Awesome. And a special guest coming up in just a moment as well. Ticker Property is presented by our partners at KLM Conveyancing, who specialise in residential, commercial conveyancing and developments across Australia. To learn more, go to klmconveyancing.com.au. Okay, we like to start with what's trending, which is just something you've noticed that's in the news. So what's taken your interest this week?
Well, I think lockdown is on everyone's lips and thank God we're out, but the auctions. So considering we've been in a bit of a lockdown for the last 12 months with COVID, I really kind of expected that the auctions would pick back up and go straight back to online when we went into last week's lockdown, but they didn't.
No.
All the auctions were cancelled and pushed out to this weekend. So I just thought that was a bit interesting. I'm extremely proud of the way that the real estate industry has handled everything, but there's a hell of a lot of buyers ready to go this weekend. So I feel like we're going to have a massive weekend of auctions. I've had many clients come to me for the same properties, so I'm sending lots of congratulations and good luck to anyone out there at the moment.
So what's the major difference? I mean, have people just now so used to going online with the auctions? Have they done it for a while now?
Well, it became the kind of the norm through COVID and the real estate industry pivoted really well. So it was surprising that they didn't go back. However, I understand there is a lot more involved in getting things online.
Totally.
But they always have the need, they have the will, they had the way. So they decided to cancel. Let's see how we go this weekend. Nicely
done. So that's news topic, number one? What about number two? What's trending?
Number two, so we've got a new development that is about to settle and register. It's a Caden Property Development Group build, and it's called Coppin's Corner.
Okay,
so it's
we've got some vision as well as you continue talking about it, I think.
So it's in Cremorne and it's been built around the Nilex silos. This is a very iconic building made of residential, commercial, retail, and as you can see on the screen here, it's in the beautiful heart of Cremorne, otherwise known as Richmond.
I think I live really close to there. I'm not even joking, but anyway, continue. Like literally 100 metres away, but keep going.
Yeah, no, look, it's gorgeous. I'm really excited to see this one register and the new homeowners be able to move in and enjoy the beautiful, beautiful residences and the amazing new complexes that are going in. So I think this is a really exciting one to watch. And really, it's been 2.5 years. So I think everyone's excited to get in.
It's a good part of Melbourne, just around there, isn't it?
It's beautiful. You've got shops walking distance. You're right near the tan. You're right near the river. You've got everything you need.
Nicely done. Should we bring in our guest for the second show?
Let's do it.
Well, Mike Gill is the Senior Market Research Manager at PEXA, aiming to set the new standard for buying and selling property, and he's in studio, which is always just really exciting to have someone in studio. G'day, mate. How are you today?
Very well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
We're excited to have you here. And starting off, market research, PEXA, tell us a bit about all of it.
Sure. Well, the PEXA platform itself is a world first. So in Australia, the property settlement process is fully digitised. So it's replaced the paper-based system. So of times gone by, lawyers and conveyancers and bankers used to get into a room and exchange contracts and checks. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it's all digitised. So PEXA is the platform that allows that. My role at PEXA as research manager is really understanding all that fantastic data that we have. So we're collecting data from around the country, across all of the property settlements that take place, the actual property itself, whether those properties have a mortgage, the mortgage amount, et cetera, et cetera. So lots of great information, and we're looking to make that available to the market to a range of different groups.
So you're looking at some of the insights and the trends in Australian property in real time in some ways as well. How does it work? What can we see?
So yeah, that's the unique part of the PEXA exchange. So as soon as that property settlement takes place, the data is captured. So it's absolutely real time. It's comprehensive. We're across the country, and we're the only organisation that has that national footprint when it comes to property settlements. And it's accurate. So a property settlement, there is no grey areas. It's black and white. Did the property settle? Yes or no. How much did it settle for? who was the buyer, was there a loan taken out. So all that information is 100% accurate, which is quite different to a lot of property market information that we see out there currently.
Yeah, and even the little things that I see for my clients. Back in the day where we had those barbaric settlement rooms where people were throwing around checks and throwing around papers, it was quite a scene. The bank checks would take 3 business days to clear after settlement. Now, as you said, it's instantaneous. There's money in the bank, cleared funds, ready to go.
That's right. So it's absolutely efficient. Yep. And obviously in the year that we've just had, where it's about social distancing and public health guidelines, being able to do all of that process online has really helped the property industry move through that really trying period. And a fun fact for your viewers, we are the only country in the world that has a digitised property settlement process.
Wow.
Every other country still uses the old war rooms.
Really? So are they going to look and make a change, do you think? Do they look to Australia?
Well, I think there's plenty of opportunity. We are the leading edge,
Yeah.
so we're certainly setting the trend worldwide.
Let's talk about the property market and how we finished 2020 before we look to 2021. A challenging year. What did you see?
So a remarkable year, and it just shows how resilient the property market is. So we look at the lows in March 2020 after the national lockdown was announced by Scott Morrison. A lot of uncertainty. The share market crashed. We saw activity in the property market also dip, as you would expect. But as soon as those restrictions were eased, the property market recovered remarkably quickly. So a really strong growth in that second half of the year. And December was a record month for property settlements. So nationally, we had nearly 80,000 properties that were settled just in December. So a huge, huge month. And I guess our hats go off to all the professionals involved in that. So you think about the lawyers, the conveyancers, the bankers, they have to make that happen in that month. And again, they were working right up to the final hour. So we had something like 1,700 properties that settled on Christmas Eve. So buyers really keen to get the keys before the Christmas break.
Yeah, well, that was us. Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Definitely taking one for the team. So tell us a little bit about 2021. What have we seen in January so far, and what do you think we may see?
So we've got the January numbers in, so we can see a couple of trends happening. One is there is a bit of a dip that we come off that big month of December. So December is always a huge month for property settlement, so it's a seasonal dip. But when we compare back to January 2020, we can also already see it's a strong start. So nationally, property settlements up by 14%. All states were up, bar Victoria. So there's a couple of things going on there. Obviously, some hangovers from the second lockdown that are kind of coming through the system. We do see new listings a little bit on the low side in Victoria. If there's not enough new listings coming online, there's not many sales, which means the settlements drop off a little bit too. But if we look at the other states, we've seen tremendous growth across the country. So double-digit growth across all those other states, led by WA at 48% and Queensland at 31% year-on-year growth. So those two states, a really strong start to 2021.
Can we? Yeah, absolutely. Can we talk about Victoria again just for a moment as well? We know what's happened. I mean, we just got out of our third lockdown. We're out as of right now, pretty much. But yeah, how much damage has it done, or is it too strong and it's responded, better than you perhaps would have thought?
Look, obviously there was some impact of having that extended second lockdown, and that really did push the recovery back to December. So if we focus on December, when the restrictions were eased and all of those properties were starting to settle, it was up 43% month on month in Victoria. So a really strong end to the year, which was really pleasing to see. And even though we have had a little bit of a dip in January, it was only 3% lower than what we saw in 2019. So wouldn't read too much into that. And I think as we go into February, as long as those listings start to come online, we should expect to see strong results going into February and also the first quarter of 2021.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that we're noticing too is we've got a lot of buyers and not much stock. So if you're thinking of selling, now's a good time.
That's what's happening. Yeah, it's going to be one to watch. We've got a viewer question. We might just throw it at both of you. I'll throw it at both of you because I have no idea how to answer it. So here it is. Is paying a 10% deposit on my house purchase a normal thing to do? So can I start with you, Kiani?
Definitely. In terms of the contract of sale, it is 100% standard.
Okay.
I have a lot of buyers that come to me and ask the question, I don't have 10%, what do I do?
Yep.
So everything in this world is negotiable, which is great. If you're going to auction though, the expectation is 10% payable on the day.
Okay.
Correct?
Oh, everything that was said, I agree with.
Okay, safe, nicely done. All right, well, just to wrap, are there any maybe final thoughts on, it's early in the year, but just some thoughts, advice, things to look out for on the property market this year, do you think?
Look, I think most property commentators are suggesting or forecasting that 2021 will be a strong year. We'll see price growth across the country. I guess the headwinds that could potentially derail that would be around COVID itself. Can we continue to manage the pandemic? Are there going to be further lockdowns that might impact the property market? And I guess some of that government support too. So JobKeeper and JobSeeker, some of those initiatives are due to end in the first quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But basically the fundamentals are fairly strong for property. So we'd suggest that we should see a fairly strong year.
And Kiani, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It's been a great start to the year. I'm really hoping that we see that keep going.
Yep.
As I said, more listings are probably needed, but I'm sure in due course people will jump on the bandwagon. We're seeing some fantastic growth, as we said, Queensland and Western Australia, which is brilliant.
Yep.
I know from contacts of mine in New South Wales, it's going really strong as well. So as a nation, I think we're doing really well and recovering fantastically after what was a really, really tough 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good news. I mean, every day at the moment, property is in the news and it all seems to be rather positive out there. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
That was really great. We'll have you in again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers.
Great stuff. Well done. Good stuff. Episode 2.
Absolutely.
Ticket Property, of course, presented by our partners at KLM Conveyancing, who specialise in residential, commercial conveyancing and developments right across Australia. KLM pride themselves on offering a personable yet professional service by building trust with all clients and referees to turn what might typically be a stressful experience into a positive and exciting one. Learn more at klmconveyancing.com.au. Episode 2 in the books. We'll see you guys very soon. Well done.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Get breaking news from Ticker direct to your mobile. There's a lot happening right now, and the news cycle is by the minute. So stay up to date. Download the Ticker News app, then enable notifications within the app. We'll tell you when major stories are breaking, the news you want to know. So just enable the app.
We've got a lot of work to do.
Ticker News. Be part of the change.
Here on Ticker Green, we're putting the focus on businesses doing the right thing.
It's an incredible space with so much change right around the world. But with so much focus on government action, what are businesses doing to make it?
From big corporations to startups.
We're hearing from businesses right around the world.
So join us for Ticker Green right here on Ticker News.
Coronavirus is impacting the world. It's affected entire countries, and it feels like the world is now a completely different place. We've been reporting the story since it first became a story, and we'll keep reporting you the news because it's so far from over. How it impacts your investment, your work, and importantly, your family. Because these are the moments that change things, and we're streaming it live on Ticker News.